Fin is a female fish, and she's actually built in 1988. She's almost 20 years old. She was built by a bunch of artists up in Washington State, and they were really, trying to think of what they could do to draw attention to this issue, and this is their brainchild. So a bunch of artists came together, and they made this happen. It's pretty incredible.
Are there a bunch of little fins, or is this the only one?
As far as we know, this is the only fin in existence. Yeah.
Fin remains the biggest.
As far as we know, fin is the biggest fish in town.
The fate of the natural habitat of wild salmon is the main objective for Fin, the queen of the king salmon. The giant 25-foot sculpture is making her way across the Southwest with the crucial message that extinction stops here.
Basically, we're on a 5-state, 5-week road tour to talk to people about salmon habitat rehabilitation in the Northwest on the Snake River. We're working on a project to decommission 4 dams on the Snake River. And so this is pretty much our bait to lure people in to talk to them. We have a petition that we're gathering signatures with, and we're doing a lot of education and outreach about the issue.
For those of us who don't know, where is the Snake River?
The Snake River is in eastern Washington, and the Columbia comes out of the Pacific and connects with the Snake in eastern Washington.
So we're just trying to get a little attention on an important issue, I guess.
That's exactly right. And it's been pretty effective, I would say.
I'm kind of picturing my driving down the highway and I see this fish pulling into a gas station.
Right.
How do you explain that to people?
Well, it just depends on what questions they ask. Sometimes, if we're feeling a little playful, we'll make up something about this big catch that we just had, and do they have a little extra cooler space? Or else, if they're really interested in the issue, we'll just kind of get down to it with them right there.
What are some of the most bizarre questions you've had?
Is this a real fish? Did you catch this? What bait did you use? Do salmon really get this big? Those are some of the ones we hear a lot, actually. Is this a shark?
Shark?
A shark, yep. Some people, I don't think people get to experience nature very much anymore. I don't know.
Well, they do through you, and I guess it really is 25 feet long, right?
It's 25 feet long, absolutely, yep. And with the trailer, I think it's probably about pretty close to 14 feet off the ground at the top.
Every detail of an actual king salmon has been carefully reproduced in creating this remarkable specimen. The real treat lies within the mouth of this giant fish, as fins inside reveal a colorful and delicate canvas of wildlife images and scenes from nature.
Basically, they tried to recreate what a salmon goes through on its spawning excursion. So there's a river that goes down the middle of the fish, and then all alongside it is a forest scene with all kinds of animals in it. And it's done amazingly well. It's really a beautiful thing to see.
I don't know if it's a myth or not, but I guess they spawn upstream. Is that true?
They sure do. I mean, they are extremely strong fish, and they take amazing journeys up against the current. Yep.
What are the kids' reactions to seeing Fin?
I think there's something, when you're under 2 years old, you still have this primal knowledge that you are not supposed to go inside the mouth of a giant fish. So they just freak out when mom and dad try to get them in there for a picture. But other than that, if they're over 2, they are just playing in there as long as they can. We have plenty of pictures of kids pretty much clinging to Fin's mouth as their parents are pulling them out. It's really an incredible, beautiful scene inside, and they've never seen anything like it. You can make crazy animal noises in there, and it sounds great. So she's been a great ambassador for our campaign. I mean, kids go crazy, and that keeps the parents around so we can talk to them about all the issues involved with the campaign, and they always are supportive once they learn. 90% of the juvenile salmon are killed every year by these dams. Species are really in danger, and, we need to act very quickly to save them. Right now, this is a very winnable campaign. This is something that we can do to really save the species, but we really got to get on it, and the kids get it immediately. The kids really get it, and that makes the parents realize they need to get on board, and once they hear what's going on, they're always very supportive.
The mighty salmon populations of the Snake River have been decimated over the past years due to the construction of dams that have driven the fish to near extinction. It is hoped that Fin and her message that extinction stops here will help to stimulate public awareness of this issue and foster preservation and protection of this fragile ecosystem.
Finn will end up back at the end of July up in her home in Chimacum, Washington. But, basically we started up in Washington with her 3 weeks ago, and we went through Washington, Oregon, Northern California. We've been in Southern California for a couple days, and we're crossing into Arizona tonight. We'll be in Phoenix tomorrow. We'll be in Arizona for a couple days, and then into Nevada. And, we're on this big campaign to really draw awareness, collect 100,000 signatures on our petition, and we're really going to get these dams removed. So that's what we're doing.
What's it been like for you personally to be on this bizarre tour?
It's been really rewarding. I mean, this is the kind of thing I want to do. It's not only a really fun job where you get to talk to lots of people and hear great stories, but we're doing something we feel really good about. That's kind of as good as it gets as far as I can tell, Getting paid to travel around this beautiful country of ours, talking to, our citizens about something you really care about and really connecting with people and making a difference. So it's just about as good as it gets.